Okay friends, it's time to get started on replacing our spark plug wires. Now we're going to show you how to do one, but the process will be the same for all. Now the first thing I like to do is separate my spark plug wires. So I'm going to go ahead and hold them like this. And then what you'll notice is you have 3 wires that are significantly longer than the other 3. The spark plug wire that I'm going to be doing is going to be on the driver's side. So I'm going to be using these 3 wires for the driver's side, and the longer wires will go over on the passenger side. Let's look down along the driver's side. There's one spark plug wire in the center that's fairly easy for the camera to see. So that's going to be the one that I do. Like I said before, the process will be the same for all. We're going to make our way down to where that spark plug wire connects onto the spark plug. Generally, I like to give them a nice twist to make sure that they break free from the spark plug, and then just go ahead and give them a tug to pop it off. Whenever I take these off, I always like to give them a close look. Once I'm sure that looks good, I'll continue on to see if I can find any mounting points. Just carefully get under here. Once you pop that apart, we can go ahead and grab onto that spark plug wire. I'll pull it right out of its mounting position and then continue following it up towards the coil. There's going to be one more mounting bracket on this, so I'll go ahead and pop that free now. This right in between here. We'll figure out which one of these wires it is. There we are. Go ahead and pull it up and out of there. Something that I want to mention is I always try to do these spark plug wires one at a time. If you do it one at a time, there's minimum ways that you can mess it up. Now we can come right over to the coil. We'll give this a little squeeze on the wire. Once you squeeze that, you should be able to lift it up and off. Now let's hold it up to our 3 smaller wires, and we're going to see which one closely matches up. As you can tell, these 2 are approximately the same length. Let's go ahead and grab onto one of these. Now, once you have the wire that you know corresponds with the one you're replacing, continue on by replacing any of this. We'll just go ahead and take this off of the original wire by sliding it out through the slot. Get this one off of here as well. Let's go ahead and put this on our new wire. Should want to just slide right in there. The other one on there as well. Now the next thing we want to do is use some dielectric grease on both ends of this. You only need to use a little bit. Essentially, it's only to help keep moisture out of the area. Let's take that brand new wire and we'll put it directly onto the coil. When we start pressing it down, you want to pay attention to the 2 ears and make sure they snap over the edges of the coil. That's how it locks in place. Now you can see I've got 1 ear under there. You need to continue by making sure the second one is under there as well. It's extremely important. Go ahead and give that a wiggle to make sure it's completely secured. If it pops right up, you know it's not secured properly. Now we can start running the rest of the wire. I'm going to make sure that I have one of my pieces of wire loom up high, close to where the coil is, and also where it's going to be crossing by other wires. Now we'll go ahead and bring this down and put it in place. We're going to put it into its mounting point right here. Now I'll go ahead and put it in the other mounting point here. Should just slide right into that bracket. There we are. Now I'll continue by putting it onto the spark plug. Let's grab the far end of that wire and slide it onto the spark plug. I'll just carefully feel down in here, find the tip of my spark plug. There it is. Now we're going to continue by pressing this on and feeling for a click. There it is. Give that a nice tug to make sure it's completely secured on the spark plug. You don't want this rattling and falling off while you're driving down the road. Now at this point, you've seen how to do one of the spark plug wires. The process will be the exact same thing for all the rest of the wires. Once you have the wires installed, continue by resecuring your mounting points. That's that one in.